Is keeping all of your retirement savings in the market 100% the wise thing to do? And the answer is no. And in this video, I'm going to show you why. This is Victor Cuevas, Victor for Advice. And let's get into the reasons why you don't want to have all your money in the stock market, especially if you're in your late 50s and in your 60s, especially in your 70s. Let's take a look. I educate myself on a daily basis on what's going on in the stock market and in the insurance world. I read a lot of information from experts. And what I have come to realize in 30 years and being in this business and having been in the securities world for well over 20 years, that the experts all just guess at what's going on. They're educated, they're experienced, they certainly want you to think that they know best, but in reality, they just guessed. Year in and year out, they make a guess, and quite frankly, a lot of the time, and sometimes most of the time, you could say really, they're wrong. So you, as a regular person out there trying to save for retirement so one day you can have some money to live off of, well, you listen to these people and you think, well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? And I'm going to give you an example of what, or an idea of what you can do to protect yourself. But let's look at what they've been saying in the past. So I'm looking at a very interesting article here. I like to look at charts because it gives me an idea, puts things in perspective of how the market has reacted over the last months and years. But we see here low expectations, 1.9% gain. That's what the top Wall Street strategists were predicting for the S&P 500 in 2024. Now the S&P 500 is an index that's been around since the 50s, and all the financial advisors out there and the certified financial analysts and the stock pickers and everybody else that manages money for clients, all they want to do is match or beat the S&P 500. That's the goal. If they can match or beat the S&P 500, they're heroes. But 9 times out of 10, they don't do it, especially when you factor in the fees. Sometimes they don't even come close. So these experts are saying that for 2024 that, well, it's going to be a bad year. I mean, don't expect more than about 1.9% gain out of the S&P 500. Because in 2022, the market went down like a rock. It just crashed. And then in 2023, it came back up, but it just barely broke even, and most people didn't break even. So now you're out 2 years, and in 2024, you're hoping for a recovery, but these guys are saying, well, you're only going to get about 1.9%. Well, J.P. Morgan, basically the biggest dog out there in the yard. J.P. Morgan. You want to listen to J.P. Morgan, right? Well, they say as we approach 2024, we expect both inflation data and economic demand to soften, and the tailwinds of growth and risk markets are failing. Overall, we are cautious on the performance of risky assets and the broader market outlook over the next 12 months due to building monetary headwinds, political risk, and expensive asset valuations. They were thinking maybe in 2 to 3% if we're lucky, right? Those are the top experts. They're saying, hey, 2024 is going to be in the toilet. It's not going to be that good. Well, what really happened in 2024? Well, as we can see here, the S&P 500 was up more than 23% in 2024. So the brightest minds, the top dogs in the securities world said, maybe 2, 3, 4%. We're lucky for 2024. We get 23%. Okay, well, what about 2025? I mean, hey, we went into the toilet in 2022. We just barely broke even, if that. In 2023, we had this stellar year in 2024. Well, maybe 2025 is going to be a great year. Well, what do they say? Reuters, S&P will finish 2025 up 9% from now. Wow, we're going to get 9% return. Here's another one. S&P to end 2025 up 9%. Now these guys are saying, the news agencies are reporting from the experts, we're going to get 9% return in 2025. Really? Well, if I look at this chart of the S&P 500, we see this great increase here in 2024. Look at that thing go. Look at the market go. And right here, we hit 2025, and it keeps going. We're thinking, oh yeah. And all of a sudden, boom. Starting when? The 19th, around the 19th of February, and look where we're at as of yesterday. Now, if we go back from yesterday, straight across, we go back over here, we're in the same place we were last July 2nd. So in less than 1 month, folks, we've given up half of everything that, of the entire increase of 2024, we gave up half of that in less than a month. Now, is 2025 going to end up 9% return? I've been in this business since 1995. I don't know. I don't have a clue. I'm guessing. I can make an educated guess, but it's just a guess. And guess what? I don't have the credentials of these guys at JP Morgan and these other highly touted financial analysts and advisors. I don't have that kind of resume. But guess what? They don't have a clue either. They already blew 2024. They didn't see 2022 coming. They've already predicted 9% for 2025. And as we see, the stock market is in a tailspin. And in the last 3 weeks, we've given up half of the entire returns of 2024. What's going to happen? They don't know, folks. This is what I try to explain to people. Long term, will you make money in the market? Yes, depending on what period of time you're in. If you're young, 20s, 30s, 40s, you don't care what happens in the market so much because you're putting money in every month and it's going to go up sooner or later. But when you're getting close to retirement, you can't be fooling with this kind of mess. And guess what? You can read all you want, and most of you will not be into it as much as I am because it's my business. Every day I'm looking at this stuff. And if you look at these things and you try to make an intelligent decision of what to do with your retirement account, now that you're in your late 50s or 60s or in your 70s, you're going, what decision am I going to make? And you talk to a financial advisor and he's going to try to sound all intelligent. And the last thing those guys want to tell you is, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, it's going to recover. Don't worry, I got you in these stocks. We got a good portfolio. We've got you covered. I'm telling you up front, folks, none of us know. They don't know. None of us know. We do our best at making decisions regarding this. So that's why I like fixed indexed annuities, because when you get these downturns, especially when you're approaching retirement or you are in retirement, and you take these 15, 19, 20% drops in the market, that's not a good thing, especially when you're drawing income out. Or when you're looking at retiring. People right now are looking at retiring thinking, am I going to be able to retire? The stock market is going in the toilet. I thought last year everything recovered. I was going to be doing good. Now it's in the toilet again. What am I going to do? So with fixed index annuities, you can make money when the market is is performing, and then when the market drops, you're not going to go into the toilet like that. So fixed index annuities is definitely something you want to look at very strongly when you're looking at all your retirement accounts, because you just cannot rely on any of the experts, because everyone's guessing, and you see they're guessing wrong big time. And so if you have all your money sitting there and it drops down and it goes back up and it drops down, I mean, who needs that kind of uncertainty? So putting your money someplace where if the market tanks, your money isn't going to tank along with it, and you have that opportunity to grow those assets, but never experience a loss due to what happens out there, then that's something you definitely need to highly consider doing with your retirement money. So if this all makes sense, let me know, and we'll see how it can work for you. And if this video was of value to you, please share it, like it, and follow me for more content in the future. This is Victor Cuevas, Victor for Advice. God bless.